Okay, so I'm gonna ask you about a few people here, and want to get your opinion. What's your opinion on Obama?
Man, I loved Obama. I thought he was a brilliant representation for black men and just society in general. But the thing is, once again, if you know history and you know the setup of the government, you know the president has limited power. You know what I mean? So, and I think he did the best that he could do. People say that he didn't do anything for black people, but what I always respond was, name me a president that did.
Right.
That, you know, so you can't single Obama out for that, because I mean, there's a lot of pieces at play when you're the president. So I think he did a good job for what he had, and I still think he's still a symbol that we can hold on to, because symbolism here in America, I think is big. You know, with like flags and statues.
Right.
And symbolism is big here in America, and for black people, you can't. And the one major thing that I love about Obama, they never was able to tarnish that dude. They couldn't say he had baby mamas. Exactly. They couldn't say he was on drugs. They couldn't say he was out here doing that. That's what I love the most, because, you know, every time a black dude get killed, they want to put his rap sheet up there. And it's just like, bruh, like, that ain't no reason for him to die.
Right.
Like, he may need to go to jail and need some rehabilitation, but for him to be killed, now if we killing folks for their transgressions, we don't want to start doing that now. Because then we're going to have to turn the gun on a lot of other people.
Say it was going to flip.
Exactly, because a lot of times, if you look at those police officers, let's look at their rap sheet too.
Mm-hmm.
How many times they've been disciplined? You know, because the gentleman that put his neck on George Floyd, if I'm not mistaken,
he had a long rap sheet.
He had a long rap sheet. He had been involved with 6 other deaths.
Yep.
So, you know, and that's what I'm saying. History says a lot, because the thing is, if you've been involved in 6 other deaths and someone dies and you're involved in it, and you say you weren't involved in it, that's going to be hard for me to believe, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's just like, my mother taught me, like, the things you do, that lays a timeline out. That lays out who people presume you are. Mm-hmm. Because the thing is, if people know you to be a thief and something comes up missing and you was there, people go automatically...
First one they going to look at.
And the thing is, you may have not even done it.
Right.
You know? So, you know, it's perception a lot of times, I think, is huge. You know what I mean? It guides really everything we do. You know what I mean? Because you're going to see a situation for how it is, and that's how you're going to judge it until you know better.
Right.
You know?
Okay. Louis Farrakhan.
Man, I'm not going to lie to you. I really wasn't a huge fan of his when I was younger. When I was in college, I wasn't a huge fan of his. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought he had a lot to do with Malcolm X's death. Yeah. You know what I mean? In my readings, because I read a lot when I was in college, you know, and just talked with a lot of different people from a lot of different places. So a lot of my brothers from New York that grew up in Harlem and that had parents and aunts and uncles, they had, like, you know, kind of firsthand information, because some of them were in the Nation and things like that. So, but as time went on, though, I started to understand that was another powerful symbol for black people. Like, he ain't been tarnished. And I mean, you can say that he said anti-Semitic things, but a lot of the things that he says are based on his belief system. You know what I mean? So you got to look at that as well. But I mean, he says a lot of the stuff he says, you can't dispute a lot of the stuff he says. You know what I mean? Because a lot of stuff, especially the stuff he says about us as black people. You know what I mean? That's what I like about Farrakhan. As he's gotten older, he hadn't turned his anger and really towards white people. He's turned his anger towards us and the things that we haven't done that we have the ability to do. You know what I mean? So I can respect the man that's doing that, because he's saying, hey, I know, and see, he always acknowledges things that go on in systematically. Right. But as far as us as a people, he said, hey, there's things that we got to be doing as well, brother. Come on, you know, and he like a father figure, bro. So I be watching him all the time. You know, I grew up in a Christian household. You know, my mom don't really care for Farrakhan, but you know, that was the one thing I used to tell my mother. The only thing about growing up in a Christian church is they don't want you to look at other information and other sources of things. And I just tell her, as I grew up, to me that sounded like a cult. That's how cults operate. You know what I mean? Where don't look at nothing else. I'm gonna tell you what you need to know.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And in my times of dealing with folks, when people told me that, I'm like,
that's why I really never got involved with the whole fraternities and things like that.
Man, I saw
them brothers, but
I saw a debate on that on Facebook the other day. Boy, black people were going back and forth on that, bro. It was a heated debate, but
It's pros and cons. You know what I'm saying?
I always thought the only thing that kind of disturbed me about that, I just thought like with as much stuff as it is to divide us, I just thought that was another thing to divide us. You know what I mean? Kind of like, oh, I'm a Kappa and you're over there. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, nah, that we don't need to be divided, bro. Like that. That's the only thing. I support them and they did a lot of stuff in the community, but it seemed like a divisive thing. So I didn't really care for fraternities either, bro, at all.
Got you. One more person I'm gonna ask you about. I know this is probably gonna be a tough one. Donald Trump.
Man. And I'll be real honest with you on that, man. At the very beginning, I thought that maybe he might do something for America, honestly. And I knew his history. I knew his history. You know what I mean? But a lot of times here in America, we black people just have all bad options, and we just gotta find the best of those bad options. You know what I mean? Right. So I think we kind of get used to that. But man, he don't really let us off track, bro. Like man, like. It's just kind of sad in a way that what Trump represents for me is the real heart and soul of America, like truly how America is, bro. Like, you know that pretty picture that we try to paint? Yep. He's the embodiment of really how America sees.
He gave a voice to those people.
Mm-hmm. Because it's just like, you know, in the last 20 years, I hadn't seen let me not say the last 20 years, I'll say in the last 5 years, I hadn't seen the type of language and stuff I've seen people say on social media, bro. Like, the stuff I say is just like,
remember, like, if you think, like, you haven't really seen the KKK emerge like they have as a recent. Skinhead. You know, you haven't really seen... Of course, white supremacy's always been
there. It's always there. You know what
but you haven't seen it as blatant since he's came in office.
Yeah, it's like they speak up freely.
I knew the part of it about Trump. I knew when he came in office, I knew he was going to disrupt shit.
Yeah. But and see, that's what I'm saying. I thought it would be more of a positive disruption because the one thing I was telling my mother though, is she was against him from the beginning, and Mom, you were right. You wise, Mom. Right? I thought that he wasn't a politician, so he didn't play those political games. But that's kind of his undoing, that he's not a politician because he doesn't know when to move forward, but also when to take a step back. I think that's the benefit of being a politician. You know how to work with people. You know what I mean? He doesn't know how to work with people, and that's it. That's and that's what really is damaging him. Is like he don't know how to deal with people. It's like if they're not white or rich, he don't know how to deal with them.
And that's the key. Like they say, but like even with hip hop, they say the whole term: you got to go out there and kiss some babies and shake some hands. He's not that type of individual. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I definitely feel your point of view on that, man.
But let me say one last thing about Trump. I do believe that this happened for a reason. Because like you said, we hadn't seen no KKK and people speaking that race talk freely in the last 10 years. But he helped black people and remind people that, hey, it ain't going nowhere and it's as strong as it's ever been. It's just we ain't been talking about it and we've been plotting on you. But the thing is, he brought that to the surface so we can see it and we can understand, like, nah, bruh, it ain't getting as good as you think it's getting. Because there's people still plotting, so we still got a lot of work to do. But see, my pops told me during the 70s we had a cause, during the 80s we had a cause, even during the 90s we had a cause as black people. But here come 2000, we ain't had no cause. We hadn't had no cause at all. You know what I mean? So that kind of, we ain't had no gauge to move forward as far as civil rights. So, you know, black people, we got in our home, our big home, we got our Benzes, we got our, you know, our tailor-made suits. We was like, we good now. You know, this is what we've been fighting for this whole time.
Hip hop, you know what I'm saying? The money started flowing in, everybody started making these millions of dollars. And now it's crazy because some of the older artists, they looking at the situation now. Now they learning contracts. Now they learning the business, and they seeing how much money they done lost, how much money X amount of them got paid, and now that they don't have their publishing and all, they just like, well, damn,
bro.
You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, imagine if you one of them artists. That's got to be heartbreaking, bro. You done worked all these years, made all these hot tracks. You can hear them playing.
Was it the
like De La Soul?
Bro, I feel so bad,
bro. I know you understand what I was talking about because that's the exact situation I was talking about. Because, bro, I seen an interview with them, and these brothers look so sad. Like it was a deep type of sadness. Like we put in all this work.
You could tell it in their tone when they was talking about the situation. It was like they was trying to, but it just wasn't there because legendary group, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? This dude got your music.
And every time it's played, he cash in,
you know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things with the music industry, you know, like the whole systematic approach of like you say, radio, and then how the labels operate and things like that. All that needs to be dismantled. Bruh. Because at the end of the day, why do I need a middleman for Kellogg to come ask me to put my music in their commercial?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why do I need a label for me to be able to go get my music to X amount of people, or to get people to actually buy into? Because at the end of the day, all they're doing is buying your likeness.
Yeah, that's
you signing over your likeness and you signing over your intellectual property. Exactly. And they're gonna go out there and pimp it. And give you pennies for it.
But you know what? Is this America really built off a pimp and hoe system? Really, bro? If you just look at the very beginning of time, because the thing is, like when slavery was here in America, their main product, that we was the first capital in the capitalism, bro. Like that was their main product. That's why they had so many laws regarding us, bro. I mean, and a lot of people don't even know this, bro. Once we were free from slavery, slave masters were compensated millions of dollars for lost property, bruh.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
I didn't know
By
that.
the government, bruh. So that's what I'm saying. You see how much money we've generated, bruh? Like they even got money for us being free because we were considered property. We were, like you said earlier, we weren't considered people. We were considered property. So they filed claims like they had, like a TV ad got stolen out their crib and got money back for it, bruh.
And see, that's why we go back to that 350,000. That ain't nowhere near enough,
bruh. That's
a slap in the face, honestly.
And then see, the thing about it is, you can't even, after they freed us from slavery, you can't even calculate from that time up until now the free labor that happened within then. You know what I mean? Because then they put mad loitering laws out, and but see, the thing is, once they freed us from slavery, they put a whole bunch of no loitering signs up. But the thing is, we didn't have no homes to go to. We didn't have nowhere to go. So they knew we was going to be loitering. So they put them signs up. As soon as they see us loitering, they arrest us. And if you know the Constitution, to this day, slavery still exists if you're in prison. Exactly. So they just imprison us and put us right back into slavery. And what no ACLU or civil rights lawyers to come to your aid, you were just back in slavery again. And this happened from what... But I don't remember when the emancipation happened, but that happened up until 1960 almost. And the people that tell me, "Hey, get over it was a long time ago," bruh, I ain't that good at math, but 1960 from my calculation wasn't that long time ago. That's like 60 years ago, bruh.
100 years.
Yeah, my aunt is 86.
Right. Right.
She's still alive. I just seen her this past weekend. So it's just like, and that's one thing again. Once you hear that phrase, you're like, okay, well, that person's not properly educated on what's happened, here in America. Because if you say that was 150 years ago, it wasn't 150 years ago.
Right.
So, but and the thing about it is, even with the music industry, it's so prevalent. The systematic racism is so prevalent. Those deals that they sign with dudes, like you be thinking these dudes have all this money. And these dudes got $100 in their checking account. You got more money than they do.
They own the house. They give you the house allowance. You know what I'm saying?
Car. I'm going to give you a clothes allowance. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? And then your jewelry, your loan, you're paying a lease on that. And you know what I'm saying? And it's all for the image. You know what I'm saying? We got to be able to sell you.
And then when you look at that, when you look at them financial statements of who actually made the most money, it's like they make 93% of the money. Maybe $10 million was generated. You got you a $10,000 check. That's bad business. And bro, that's happened so many times, like De La, and then with George Clinton, the Atomic Dog. An Italian lawyer owns the rights to Atomic Dog. So every time you hear Atomic Dog, that Italian lawyer gets paid, not George Clinton. Why do you think he's still touring and making music?
See,
it's because he don't have the rights to his music.
That's why we need a union. of some sort in hip hop.
We do.
To where this individual's contract is bad, we not performing, we not moving, black music don't make a move. Mm-hmm. If this individual owns this publishing or owns this, and this individual has been in this industry for this amount of time, and you're not allowing this, well, we finna buy this person out. You know what I'm saying?
I totally agree, bro.
That's some things that I think.
But you know what? That's such a deep concept right there in union, bro. That requires extreme organization. Yeah. Because see, I'm a teacher and I'm part of a teachers union, so I'm really aware of how that works. And bro, that provides you with protection. That's what the union does. And there's nobody out here really just protecting artists. Because I mean, I make it a point of mine. Any artist I run across, and let me just make a disclaimer. I love young artists. And in trap music, whatever you do, I don't care what you're doing. I'm not one of them heads that hate on nobody. Right. If you're doing it, just do your thing. But the one thing that I ask is that you know what you're doing. Right. Don't just go out here and think you're going to get on an open mic and blow up, bro. It don't work like that. And don't think you're going to stand in front of 7-Eleven and sell 100,000 CDs. It ain't going to happen. Right. You got to have your team. You got to, and also, please, brothers, please, save up $100, $150, $300, man. This is not nothing, ain't nothing free, bro. Right. You don't go in McDonald's and get no free sandwich. I don't understand how people expect to make $100,000, but they put $1 into it. You know what I mean? And you know what be killing me? This is totally off topic, but I just gotta say this in this interview. Yeah. How do people sell like 200 beats for like $5? Right. I don't even understand that. Like, how are you supposed to make a profit like that, bro? Right. I seen the dude selling like 65 beats for like $12, and I was like, and so I knew the beats weren't going to be good, but I tapped in just to see them. Yeah. But and the thing is, I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. I listened to all 65 beats because he had them up there for listening. Yeah. There was maybe one beat in there that I could do something with. Yeah. Because the thing about all of them sound kind of like the same. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, but what that showed me is that person didn't educate themselves. Because I know cats that sell one beat for $1,000.
You know what I mean? That's the thing. When you get into something, you gotta know about it. You gotta know about it. The ins and outs. What's this? What's that?
Especially nowadays, it's like you can be your own small business now. You don't need a label, man. Because a lot of these dudes nowadays that are popping, they don't really have to have no label. Like they may have started with a label, but they broke from that label and they either kept that same flow or they even raised even higher. Yep. You know what I mean? And they probably had less cost to cover once they cut with the label. You know what I mean? Yep. Because you can go direct to fan with social media. It's direct to fan,
and you don't have to move 100,000 units.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, or millions of units. You can move some modest numbers and make a modest living. Waking up doing hip hop every single day. So
it's just like I see a lot of lack of education, and I see a lot of people that just, and then when you listen to the music, bruh. It's like I take time to listen to this music. It's like I don't knock nobody for what they try to do, bro. But it's like I see a lot of people. You're not being yourself. Yeah. You being scared to be yourself. Cause man, we don't need no more futures, bro. We don't need no more TIs. We got that already. And it's just like we need a new of whoever you are. Exactly. You know what I mean? But the thing is, if and I don't mean to cut you off, I'm gonna say this one last thing. And if you trying to be like 2 Chainz or somebody like that, you better be cold, bro. You better be cold. Yeah. You better be colder than he is. Yeah. But we don't need another one of them. So that I don't really sweat my style because I feel like I'm the only one of me. So I don't have to change or be trendy. I just be myself. And that's how I've always been. You know what I mean? Yeah. And people been receptive of that. Because like, you know what? I ain't heard that before. You know why? Because I ain't trying to just be like Nas or be like nobody else. I'll speak what's on my mind. You know?
And that's key, man. Originality is key. It's always have been. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, why cats don't be original?
Because it's easy. See the microwave era. You know what I'm saying? It's so just like with producers. Prime example.
It's real bad with producers, bro. It's real bad with producers.
That's why you say, dude, he can give you 62 beats for $12 because he can go in here and use these same sounds and make 10 more beats, just change the arrangement through where it's no creativity It's no making your own sounds. There's no bringing live instruments in. There's no calling. Hey, Joe down here got this saxophone. Come have him play something on here. It's none of that,
bruh.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? That's a good point, bruh. Like why don't cats do that? Like I mean, it's like people are always training their brain to separate themselves, and it's so easy, bruh. It really is easy. You know, and let me not say it's easy, but as far as defining yourself and standing out, that's easy nowadays.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to promotion and things like that, those are a little bit tougher, you know, because those require budget and consistency and things like that. But as far as like the actual product itself,
right.
You know what I mean? You can make an original, like today. This is the most prevalent times to make whatever you want. You know how accepting it is to make whatever you want? Like, there's little pockets all over the world that just like little crazy stuff that most people like, that's whack. But it's 30,000 people that listen to that music, and that artist is making a living off that.
Exactly.
You know, he ain't won no Grammy, and he ain't got no platinum plaques or gold plaques, but he tours all year round. People buy his merch. Oh, you know what I was going to say? That skipped my mind earlier. Artists have to be real aware of putting their stuff online, you know, because streams are one thing, but physical sales are another thing, and people still buy CDs, tapes, T-shirts, all that stuff. My partner swears up and down that people don't buy CDs, but bruh, I've been on tour the last 2 summers, and I've sold CDs, T-shirts, all that stuff, and people have bought it for $20 and $30, bruh. A pop. And see, what a lot of people don't understand because they don't leave Dallas. When you go up, see, we toured up we toured up in Vermont, in New Hampshire, in New York, Cincinnati, Louisville. When you get up in those areas, see, the cost of living is more expensive.
They're not streaming. They're not paying for these.
Yeah. And see, the thing is, here in Dallas, you might say $20 for a CD, and it'd be like $20, nah. But see, up there, $20 cheap. So you say $30 for a CD, I'll bet. Because, see, the price of living and the way they live up there is different. And the prices are different. So $20 down here, they say that's a lot of money. Because I've seen it. I've been at shows, the cats be like, how much CDs? I'll be like, it's $20. Or even sometimes say 10, bruh. And they say it's too much. I'll be like, bruh. And see, that's another thing. Lack of education. If you knew how much money I put into this product to bring it to you, you would know I'm just trying to make a fair amount back because I run a business. You know what I mean?
And this is the perception of what the labels have done though with the music. They've devalued it so much. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it, bro. Why aren't they making people buy the music? You can go if you want to go online. Why stream it? Pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
You want the song,
and then
you can get $1. Pay the dollar for the music. What's wrong with that?
I didn't see nothing wrong with that.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, bro.
And so it's just a matter of, because, like we say, we're in a capitalist society.
Yeah. But you know one thing that happened that I think that's the answer to that is that it's just like nowadays you see all these artists and you say, you know, these artists aren't as dope as the artists from, say, you know, 10, 15 years ago. But the thing about it is music free now. You know what I'm saying? And even the means to make music essentially are free. You know what I mean? Because I got a home studio at the crib, and it's probably a little bit nicer than most people because I like music. But
on an iPhone now,
bro, my partner was like, "Man, I done cooked up an album up on the iPad." And I said, "What else?" He said, "Nothing, just an iPad." So I'm just like, you know, with that being in play, you know, when the cost to make it goes down, so you're gonna get a lot more people who come with a lot more unfinished product. Because that's what I don't call a lot of this music whack. I just say it's an unfinished product. Because I bet you I can guarantee I go in with a lot of these artists and I can make their music better. Just for the simple fact that I'm not better than them. It's just that I would take time and give them suggestions because I listen to all type of different music. I just don't listen to hip hop. I grew up on music in general. And that's the thing too. A lot of artists you see nowadays, they don't even really know about music history. They don't even know about like Tupac, and they don't even know about like rock and roll or jazz. Or
what I said earlier, when somebody said, "Why do we have to learn the history?" and I'm like, "What do you mean? You need to know these things." You know what I'm saying?
But see, you know what, bro? I was seeing I forgot the name of the artist, and he wasn't even a hip hop head. It was like he was like an R&B dude or a rock dude. But he was saying basically that's how he got to where he was at. He said, "I studied the greats before me. I emulated them. They taught me."
Yeah.
That's how I knew, because the dude was asking him, like, did you imagine being where you at right now? He was like, nah, but I paid attention to the greats and what they did.
Right.
And he said, I didn't really make it complex. I just did what they did, but I did it from my perspective.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that let me know that, hey, a lot of these dudes, they just be out here saying stuff, but they don't even really know what they doing. They don't even look at no history. Say, you know what? Let me take a pointer. Let me check out this dude live show so I can see how to rock a crowd. Let me look at how he holding the mic, how he projecting his voice. You know, cats don't really talk about different elements like that.
He did this dope video. Who's filmed the video? Who's a part of this production? Or who's a part of that marketing team? Or how did he get this? You know what I'm saying? The little intricacies about that. Even with the whole like Nipsey thing. You know what I'm saying? How he did with the clothes, with the artificial intelligence and shit like that or whatever.
He was brilliant, bro.
That shit is literally like, you got Justin Bieber's and them motherfuckers. They've been on that shit. You know what I'm saying? And all that shit. And like stuff, the shit Ryan Leslie doing. You know what he doing?
He mad innovative, boy.
Bro, that info is out there.
It is.
But hip hop don't take advantage of it because it's like the whole aspect of fame and the aspect of, oh, I gotta have a hit or I gotta be popping has took over the creative shit. You have engineers that can take a record and make a record huge, but you can tell artists don't have an engineer on their project. They'll mix that bitch at the house they sell or have their homeboy do it and go put the bitch out.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, people, like I said, that's just showing you don't really know the business. Because the thing is, if you're gonna make $100,000, you know how much money you gotta put into that. I mean, you gotta at least put 5, 10 at the very, very, very least. At the least, you know, that's just to even to get started.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and it's just, I see a lot of cats and they be like, oh man, it's $150, I can't afford it. And I ain't knocking nobody because I don't know the situation, but I'm like, bruh, you can't hustle up on 150, and if you have a job, you don't got no excuse. If you're really just trying to do this music,
cool. When you get to a certain point, that's why I be like, bro, you can't spend pennies and think you're gonna get millions of dollars.
It's not.
And even if you take a risk on a situation to where it costs you $300 and you didn't make a return on that $300. But you got some exposure in this market, or you got some whatever else down the line, it's gonna pay off for you. You know what I'm saying? But if you take that loss of that $300 and you scared to take any other losses, you gotta imagine when you start making millions of dollars, you're gonna lose tens of thousands of dollars
easily.
You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, a lot of cats, they don't do the research, you know. And if you look at a lot of these artists, they'll tell you, you know what I'm saying? You gotta pay lawyers. You gotta pay this. You gotta pay that.
You get signed to the label, you still gotta do more work.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I was seeing what's the dude from Migos, Offset. Yeah, I was seeing Offset talk about that. He was like, a lot of these cats, they don't go broke from spending. They go broke because they don't pay their taxes, you know, because they don't take the taxes out of the checks they get, and they're responsible for paying their own taxes. So he said a lot of those cats, they don't pay their taxes, and before you know it, you know, they $300,000-$400,000 in debt. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, that's it. It ain't the spending. He said them dudes got money to spend, but it's like if you don't handle your business up front, you know, you spend all the money, and then all of a sudden you got a $400,000 bill, you get dropped from your label. You know, you're in a bad situation now. You know what I mean?
Because you're thinking you making this, you know what I'm saying, $100,000 a month because you're doing all these shows or whatever, but shit, you still ain't putting that 15% back for the taxes that you coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That money you done spent on the show, now you done went party, you done went gamble, you done went bought a car,
a chain, everything. You know what I'm
saying? And it's like, well, shit, here come the IRS. You know what I'm saying?
They gonna get their bread.
They gonna get their money regardless. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's part of the education.
Yeah, it is.
That comes in of artists when it comes to actually just us as people. You know, fuck artists, just us as people.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying, know how this shit works.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I mean, even me personally, right now, man, I'm trying to better understand my finances because it's a lot of things that we don't take advantage of just because you just don't know about it. When you start reading it, having a home, just different things you can take advantage of when you have a home or when you're married, or just different tax breaks, all this type of stuff. But the thing is, if you don't take time to do that research, a lot of times you just don't know.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
I'm telling you.
You don't know. See, the thing is, with my business, I have an accountant, and everything that I do, I claim it on my company at the end of the year. Yeah. My rent, my phone bill, everything. Shit. Lights, everything. I conduct business out of my home. Exactly. Shit. If we had dinner out, man, we had it with a client. Bro.
Exactly.
So, you know what I mean? And it's this thing like that, man. My tax return is insane every year, bro. Yeah. Just off of that. You know what I mean? And then and I was talking with my partner, and the thing is, I've been trying to tell him this, and then this last time he did it and got all this money back, and I was like, bro, that's why I've been telling you for the last 6 years, bro. You have a company, bro. Everything in your crib, you can claim. We run our business out of our home. It ain't like you got an office.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So, and it's just like, because business, that's why businesses give stuff away all the time. Because all it is a write-off to them, and they get that back. They get that money back at the end of the year. Right. So when they give stuff away, we're giving free sandwiches away today. They give away 500,000 sandwiches and get all that money back, bro. They don't care about giving stuff away. So it's just like you have to really do research if you want to actually do business. I think a lot of people just want to be famous.
They have the idea, you know what I'm saying, but the work behind it and the actual benefits and all that, they don't really understand.
But you know what? When you find out what real work you got to do, it'll scare you, bro. Because it scared me too. But I just love music so much. I'm willing to. That's what I got to do.
Take that.
Just do it. You know what I mean? But and like my partner used to tell me, he said, doing this music, it's gonna be harder than having a 9 to 5, bro.
Yeah.
Because ain't no supervisor coming around telling you, get this done or this is due this day. No, you have to be a self-regulator,
from
bro.
High school to college. When you get from high school, you go to college. Shit, ain't nobody telling your ass to wake up, follow that syllabus, do your homework, you be on class on time.
Exactly, bro. So you gotta be you gotta run it for yourself. But I always wanna. That's one thing that I hope to do because I'm about to start a podcast, and I want to talk a lot about politics to people. I want to talk also about artists, just about those first 5 years of your career. Because a lot of cats, and I think like if you young in school now, and you try to do music. I mean, man. That's easy money, bruh. Because like if I was in high school back then with all the social media and all this stuff like that, bruh.
Right.
Man, would have killed the game, bro. But and it's like now, cats, you can have your own platform, do your own thing. You don't have to have no label. And
I tell people all the time, IG is your TV channel. You can have as many TV channels on IG as you want,
bro.
You create as many emails as you want. You can sign up and create as many channels as you want. You can have different content on each channel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and do what you do.
Yeah, and the thing about nowadays, you see some of this content they be having on there. People do anything nowadays, and they'll have like 850,000 views and stuff. You know what I mean? And he was eating a piece of chicken, and you can hear him eating it loud. Cause my son be showing me all the time on YouTube. People be having all these views for just crazy stuff. I'll be like,
the weirdest stuff. Yeah,
I'll be like, yo. But these young artists, they gotta take advantage of this. And then also one thing I've been trying to talk to artists about too, like you were saying earlier, it's not the music itself. It's your story. It's who you are, bro. That's what's gonna make your music pop off. Because the thing is, when you come and say you're a rapper, you know what I mean? People say that, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody say they're a rapper. You know what I mean? I don't even tell people I rap.
Like back in the day when it was just. It was rare.
Yeah, it was rare. When a dude say rap, you know that this dude was cold.
Yeah.
Now everybody say rap. You know what I mean? So, and the thing about it is, a lot of people, they want to have fame. They want to have money. That's cool. But if you look at these artists, a lot of these artists don't even have money from music. They took the little money they had from music and flipped it into real estate, or bought them a coffee shop, or bought them a catfish pond and started selling.
Rick Ross couldn't sustain that half just on music.
Oh no!
You gotta have the wing stops and the checkers and the beard company.
That's where the money's at, bro.
Any shout outs you want to give? Any people you want to, you know what I'm saying?
Man, it's so many people I want to shout out, but I'm just gonna shout out 5 people.
Okay.
My man behind the camera first.
Yeah.
for just inviting me here and making me a part of this, because Dallas, this is something I think Dallas really needs, because unity is what we really need.
Yeah.
You know, just music and just in these times in general.
Right.
And then just shout out to B. Marie, she my artist on my label.
Okay.
Shout out to my man Architect. Like I said, he's a producer of mine, friend. He always giving me information, you know, just hipping me to the business, because he's been in the music business for about 30 years. So, you know, he hit me the game on that. And just shout out to my my mom and pops, man, because they made me who I am today. And, you know, and every day that goes along, I realize that even more and more.
Yeah. That
foundation that you have, you know, that's key to success. You know what I mean? There's a lot of brothers, they just don't have that opportunity to have that foundation. You know what I mean? So, you know, shout out to them for that. You know what I mean? And my new joint, I got a new joint coming out. It's called Woolworth Lunch Counter.
Okay. Okay.
It's produced by my man Dirty Diggs, and if you know them, they work closely with Planet Asia.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 3 tracks. It's going to be kind of similar to American History X. That's going to be my concept now. 3 tracks, and it's a whole concept.
Okay.
So and this is basically going to speak on currently right now how I feel about things going on. And then I designed the album cover. It's an ill like Woolworth lunch counter old school picture of how we used to be sitting in, and white folks would be dumping ice cream on our heads, spitting on us, but we stood our ground. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Already, I like the concept. That's gonna be dope.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope, man. And social media, Twitter at Texas Heat, and Instagram at Legend LEJND 3102.
Already, man. There it is, man. Make sure y'all go get that American History. You know what I'm saying? It's out right now. Past, present, future is also out.
And listen, it's only on my Bandcamp page. This was a Bandcamp exclusive, and you can hit me for physicals. I got T-shirts and I got CDs as well.
Already, that'll work, man. With that, I definitely appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Stopping through. Definitely one of DFW's underrated. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Salute to everything you're doing, man. Keep moving, keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is.
Man, salute to what you're doing too, though, because this is what we need here in Dallas. Really, we need somebody providing that alternative perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely appreciate you, brother.
Peace.
Peace.